Hey you guys, it's Tatiana here, and today, today I want to talk about God, just the general perception of God. What is God? Where is God? Who is God? All of those things, right? So, as a kid growing up, you begin to be trained, you begin to go to church, and then you begin to be told to see God in a certain way. And then you're told to see God in a certain perception. And then life just goes on, right? Everything that you've been told is false. It's a lie. It's a illusion. It's a perception that's not really true. Like, the perception that has been put out there is not really real. And I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm talking about just the general sense of God. God, Holy Spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Just the general sense of that. God is not someone that is just sitting in the sky, who is sitting there telling us what we can do, when we can do it, how we should do it. That is not what God is. God is not a person. God is not a object. God is energy. God is everything. You know how people say, well, God is everywhere at every moment. That's because God is energy. God is from above the sky. God is everything that makes these planets. Like, God is the essence of all of that. God is all of that as just plain energy. And when, like, things have gotten twisted, things have gotten manipulated to control people, to manipulate people to living a certain way so other people can benefit from it. And it has been going on for so long that so many individuals are not even conscious to it no more. They really believe that this is what it is, and that's not. Like, life is deeper than what it is. Life is more mystical. Life is more out there than what is brought to our attention. And it starts with God. Like, God is in all of us. Like, we are all just a small piece of God. We are just a small piece of that energy put inside of human bodies. That is all that is happening. So, God is energy. God is and energy can speak to each other. So, that is how God is the source. Because we are just a small piece of that energy. So, God communicates through energy, which is why bad things happen, because everybody is communicating through the human language. Nobody is communicating through the spiritual language, which is energy. That is why negative things happen. People wonder, why does God allow things to happen? That's because you asked for it. God is not a human being. God is not a man. God is not a animal. God is just God. God is not a boy or a girl. God is just energy. Remember things. You kind of ignore the truth and you go along with what you've been taught. Because this planet is starting to become conscious, and people are starting to remember things from past lives, or people are starting to remember things from where we're truly from. But then they throw it off as if they're crazy, or my mind is talking to me, which your mind do talk to you, but no, you're not crazy. You're starting to remember who you truly are. And it's not even who you truly are in human form before you even became a human. Have you thought about that? God is that. Like, God is what you are before you even become a human. And that goes back to, okay, so before we come humans, where do we come from? We come from the sky. We come from the invisible world, the spiritual world. But if you watch TV, but if you watch the news and things like that, they're going to show you a human God. You're not going to be able to go within yourself and find all of that remembrance of who you truly are. God is everything. God is energy. God is energy that is inside the TV. God is the energy that is inside your dog. Like, you are energy. You are that energy of God. You don't need to go through a second source to get to God. You can go straight to God and deal with God on that level. But God will also speak to you and communicate with you however you come to God too also. So if you're doing things unconsciously, God will respond unconsciously. If you come to God in a positive manner, God will respond in a positive manner. If you tell God something negative and you ask God for that negative thing unconsciously, you're going to get it, and it's not God's fault. It's nobody's fault, because honestly, everybody's doing it unconsciously. You wouldn't ask for something negative on purpose. You have to be doing it unconsciously. But nobody remembers that because everybody's been programmed to be connected to their brains. Because if you're living a human life, you're not able to truly communicate with God. And when I say live a human life, I mean just do what you're being told to do. Just go to church and just talk to church people, and that's not going to work. You have to have a real relationship with God. Because if you don't have a real relationship with God, you're not going to be able to truly listen and hear exactly what God is telling you. Like, you have to treat God as if God is like your right hand man. Like, God has to be the first, your everything. God can't come second to anything. But I don't mean like in the church type of relationship where you have to just live a certain type of life. No, that's not true either. When I say a relationship, like if you sit on the couch watching TV, talk to God. Like like God's one of your friends. Like, there are people who do things very churchy and things like that, but God is not that type of energy. God didn't send us here to live this structured life where you have to be holy. And holy, I mean you can't do nothing wrong. If you do something wrong, you're going to go to hell. That's not God. That's not true God. That's not the real God. That's not the essence of our true beginning. That's not it. God sent us here to expand and to grow and to learn and to experience and all of those things, because energy has to continue to develop. Energy has to continue to expand. So God has to send his energy, or God has to send energy out to continue to expand and grow and to become bigger than what it already is, so it can continue to learn. So why would God just send you somewhere just to be in this box? Only a human brain can come up with a situation like that. But yeah, I get kind of caught up when I'm talking about God, y'all. So y'all gotta forgive me. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk to y'all about God for a minute and just get that off of my chest. I will be posting more videos. So if you have any ideas, if you have any topics you want me to talk about, please like, comment, and subscribe and share. Turn on your post notifications, and I'll be back later. Love you guys.